Hi, my name is Jordan Price, and I'm going to be simplifying a quadratic function and finding the solution set. I've already worked this out, but I wanted you to be able to see me work it out, and it's going to be backwards. I'm so sorry. But my equation that I'm doing is x to the second power minus 6x squared minus 22 times x squared minus 6x minus 135 equals 0. The first thing I'm going to do is let a letter represent x squared minus 6x. I'm going to use the letter W. Now, since this is squared, I'm going to also square my letter. So W2 minus 22, and then x squared minus 6x is just our W. So W squared minus 22W minus 135 equals 0. So now that I've simplified it down enough to work with, we're going to factor this. I need to find two numbers that when multiplied equal negative 135, and when added equal negative 22. Now, since I've already worked this out, I'm not going to use a calculator, but I know that W minus 27 and W plus 5 factor the left side of my equation. So now we're going to solve each equation for W. We're going to replace W with our x squared minus 6x. So now it's going to be, we're going to use 27 first. So instead of my W, we are going to do x squared minus 6x to the second power minus 27 okay? And we're going to rewrite it to where 27 is also going to be on the left-hand side. So it's going to come back to give our negative sign. So we'll go ahead and erase that, and we'll put equals 0. So x squared minus 6x squared minus 27 equals 0. Now we're going to factor this equation again. Now, instead of W, we use x. We know x minus 9 and x plus 3 gives us negative 27 and negative 6x. So our first set is going to use these numbers, but we have to use the zero product principle rule to evaluate x. So that's going to mean that x minus 9 needs to equal 0, and x plus 3 needs to equal 0. To do that, you use a reciprocal. So instead of negative 9, it's going to be a positive 9. And since this is a positive 3, it's going to be a negative 3. I'm going to go ahead and put these over to the side. Negative 3 and 9 are the first two numbers in my solution set. Now we're going to evaluate x squared minus 6x equals negative 5. So x squared minus 6x equals 5. But again, we need everything on the left-hand side and 0 on the right-hand side. So we're going to do 6x minus 5 equals 0. X squared minus 6x minus 5 equals 0. To factor this out, we are going to do x minus 5, and we're going to do x minus 1. These two numbers multiplied give us negative 5, and these two numbers added give us negative 6. Again, we use the zero product principle rule, where each of these need to equal 0. So we use a reciprocal. Negative 5 becomes positive 5, and negative 1 becomes positive 1. So now we have the other two numbers for our solution set. So x squared minus 6x to the second power minus 22 times x squared minus 6x minus 135 equals 0. Your solution's set, and you start from negative, the highest negative, to the highest positive. You do -3, then you have 1, 5, and 9. And that is how you simplify a quadratic function. Thank you.